Good morning, everyone. Since we did not finish our topic last meeting, we will continue it by Teacher Annalyn giving her recap about her topic. Teacher Annalyn, could you please proceed to.
Thank you, Teacher Marga. But before we continuing the topic of K-concept, let's recap first. Short recap first. International perspective on OCT is ito yung mga bagong diskarte sa pagtuturo na nakatuon ng mga estudyante. Sa pagpapatupad nito ay may tatlong hamon na kinakaharap. Una rito ay ang cultural differences. Educational system and learning style are deeply rooted in cultural values and tradition. And second is language barriers. Language proficiency crucial for effective communication and understanding the classroom. And the last is resource availability. Availability. This is the availability of resource including technology, materials, qualified teachers, and various significantly across countries. For addressing these challenges, three challenges, we must have first is we must have cultural sensitivity, understanding and respecting cultural differences is important to know. Second is language support. We need to, by providing a translator, translate is most important to have that in a classroom. And the third and the lastly is a resource allocation. International education institution should prioritize the allocation to implement LCT. And now let's call Ms. Joey Ann to continue the discussion of Kelly concept.
Okay, thank you, Teacher Annalyn. So let's proceed with the LCT in international. So this is a key concept of LCT. The first one is diversity, equity, inclusivity, cultural understanding. So first is diversity. So diversity in international LCT education encompasses the wide range of cultural, like linguistic and educational backgrounds that students bring to the classroom, which can include the knowledge or life experiences of preferences of their cultural values. So, for example, in a classroom, we have students from different countries. So, who speak a various languages, so have different ways of approaching problem solving, possess unique educational experiences based on their previous schooling system. So the second one is equity. So equity is focuses ensuring that all students have fair and equal access they need to succeed, while recognizing that each student comes with different strengths, challenges, and backgrounds. So unlike equity, which places every student in the same equality, acknowledge that some students may need additional resources. So, for example, is teachers give students a different assignment. So for those students who are struggling at the alternative formats of learning materials, so magbuhat og lain na kanang learning styles and teachers para mas madali atong mga students na dili nila mahibalaan. So to create opportunities for students from underrepresented backgrounds to receive mentorship or additional support. So the third one is inclusivity. So inclusivity is that welcoming and accessible to all students regardless of their backgrounds, abilities, or learning preferences. This approach aims to address the diverse needs of students by offering personalized instructions and flexible learning pathways, and a variety of resources and tools that cater to different learning styles. For example, in a classroom, might provide both written and audio version of course materials to accommodate the students with different learning preferences. So, parehas nag-ako siya sa example sa equity nga, mag-provide na po og kanang lahi-lahi like, na example ang teachers to kanang to prepare that students nga kung unsa lang iyahang kayang buhaton. So the last one is cultural understanding. So recognizing and valuing the diverse cultural background that students bring to the classroom and understanding how these differences influence their learning experiences. For example, in a classroom with students from different cultural backgrounds, teachers might incorporate the diverse viewpoints into lessons to encourage students to share their cultural traditions or use communication strategies that accommodate different styles, such as allowing more time for students to express themselves or using visual aids for those who may have language barriers. So that's all for the K concept of LCT in international. So may I call Teacher Regent to continue the discussion.
So, thank you, Teacher Julia. So, let's proceed to innovative LCT practices in the ASEAN region. So, the ASEAN region is taking a significant shift towards LCT practices, recognizing the importance of empowering students to take ownership of their own learning journey. So, the first one is the project-based learning in Thailand. Gaining traction in Thailand as educators seek to create more engaging and relevant learning experience ng students. Tinaguyod ng Thai Ministry of Education ang mga bagong paraan ito upang mabigyan ang mga estudyante ng kasanayan na kinakailangan para sa mga bagong panahon. Maraming paaralan sa Thailand, lalo na sa mga urban areas at international school ang nagtataguyod dito sa asignaturang agrama at teknolohiya. So, binibigyan ng pagsasanay ang mga guro upang masigurado na student-centered learning. Ang mga estudyante ay natututong magtanong, mag-analisa at maghanap ng solusyon sa sarili nilang paraan. So the second one is the technology-enhanced learning in Singapore. Singapore has embraced technology-enhanced learning as key strategy to enhance the quality and accessibility of education. Ito ay naglalayo pagbutihin ang sistema ng edukasyon sa pamamagitan ng teknolohiya. Ito ay sinimula noong 2014. Ginagamit ang iba't ibang digital at binibigyan rin ang bawat estudyante sa sekundarya ng sarili nilang teknolohiya upang masigurado may pantay na access sa digital na resources. So, layunin nito ang masanay ang estudyante sa self-directed learning at para na rin mapabuti ang iba't ibang aspeto ng buhay kabilang na edukasyon sa pamamagitan ng teknolohiya. So, the third one is the collaborative learning in Malaysia. It is a popular and effective teaching approach in Malaysia with educators recognizing its potential to enhance student engagement, foster teamwork, and improve learning outcomes. Sa mga paaralan sa Malaysia ay karaniwan na ang collaborative learning. Ang mga estudyante ay natututo sa isa't isa at natututo rin makipagtulungan. Ang mga guro ay sinasanay para may pagtupad ng epektibo ang collaborative learning at sinisigurado na ang bawat isa ay aktibong nakikinabang. So, layunin nitong ihanda ang estudyante sa pandaigdigang lugar sa trabaho. So, let's proceed to best practices in developed countries. So, may I call Teacher Rhea?
Thank you, James. Now let's proceed to the best practices in developed countries. There are three examples of best practices in LCT from developed countries. First is personalized learning in the United States. It utilizes personalized learning by leveraging data to customize educational experience for each student's needs.
Personalized learning is an educational approach that aims to customize learning for each student's strengths, skills,
Needs and interests.
In the US,
They utilize personalized learning
by using technology and data para mas na-customize ang pag-aaral ng bawat estudyante. In that, they can create more engaging and effective learning experience, allowing students to learn at their own pace and focus on the areas where they need the most.
And second is inquiry-based learning or IBL in Canada. It empowering students to become active participants in their learning journey.
In Canada, the IBL or inquiry-based learning ay isang paraan ng pag-aaral kung saan ang mga estudyante ay actively participating in their learning by asking question, exploring topics, and discovering answer at their own. Example in Canada, instead na turuan sila kung ano ang history ng Canada, bibigyan na lang sila ng tanong like how did First Nation influence the history of Canada? At hayaan na lamang ang mga estudyante na sila ang mag-explore noon kung ano ang nangyari sa history ng Canada.
Third one is differentiated instruction in the United Kingdom. A practice that caters to the diverse needs of students within the classroom.
In UK, they use DI or differentiated instruction para matugunan ang iba't ibang pangailangan ng bawat estudyante. It means hindi isang paraan lamang ang pagturo ang ginagamit kundi inaayon ito sa estilo at kakayahan ng pag-aral ng bawat estudyante.
And that are the three examples of best practices in developed countries.
Now, I will
Teacher Jessica to discuss the similarities.
Thank you, Teacher Rhea. So now, before we will discuss the similarities, we will see the differences in LCD practices. So in ASEAN region, first is limiting funding and infrastructure. So ASEAN countries often face budget limitation hindering LCD implementation. This includes insufficient funding in technology, teacher training, and quality learning materials. For example, here in the Philippines, di ba merong ibang mga paaralan na kulang sa mga teknolohiya, lalo na yung mga paaralan na nasa rural areas, at kulang din yung mga libro na ginagamit, kaya yung mga ibang student ay hindi sila nakakapag-focus or hindi sila gaano may alam sa mga about sa technology. Second is lack of technology access. So in ASEAN country, or the unequal access of technology and internet, particularly in rural areas, can hinder LCD implementation. So this limits opportunity to students for online learning, participation, and collaboration. So gaya nga ng sinabi ko kanina na may ibang lugar na dito sa Pilipinas, may ibang lugar na kulang sa technology yung mga paaralan. Kasi wala silang mga budget at kulang din yung mga libro. So yung mga student ay hindi sila makapag-collaborate with their peers kaya wala silang teknolohiya, or maybe sa ibang mga paaralan ay walang access ng internet. Third is teacher training and expertise. So while teacher training is improving, more comprehensive programs are needed to equip teachers with the skills to implement LCD implementation or effectively and integrate technology in their lessons. So here, merong ibang mga countries sa ASEAN country na yung mga ibang guro ay hindi pa talaga sila masyadong bihasa sa paggamit ng teknolohiya. Kaya yung pinapagawa nila ng iba nilang, just for example, pag kumita ng laptop nila sa TV, ay mga student yung pinapagawa nila. Then, last is cultural factors. So, autonomy in the learning process. So this is particularly true in some culture. Just for example, sa mga ASEAN country, just for example, yung ini-implement nila is teacher training. So yung mga student is, meron silang hesitation to raise their concern na gusto nila yan na strategy sa pagtuturo kasi mas mabilis sila matuto, pero hindi nila nire-raise dahil natatakot sila sa guro kasi nga yung ini-implement is teacher-centered. Now, we will proceed into the developed countries. So first is robust funding and infrastructure. So developed country can invest heavily in technology, teacher training, and innovation learning. So this gives students access to high quality digital resources and personalized learning experience. So this is often not impossible in developed countries kasi unlike sa Philippines na kulang yung mga budget, sa developed country is marami silang budget sa pagpapatay ng mga infrastructure, technology, and teacher training. And mas angat sila sa teacher training kumpara sa mga ASEAN country. Next is widespread technological access. So, developed countries have a lot of people who use the internet and have computers or phones. So, this means that they can use technology a lot in schools. They can collaborate with their peers. They can do research easily. They can make projects using the internet. Unlike sa Philippines na unlike sa mga ASEAN country na merong mga ibang area na kulang yung access sa technology and meron ding ibang area na walang access sa internet. Then next is well-established teacher training. So, developed countries have a strong teacher training program that have been placed for a long time. So this program teach teachers how to use learner-centered teaching or LCT principles. So which means focusing on the needs of these students. So they also offer ongoing training and support to help teachers improve their skills throughout their career. So mas angat talaga sila compare sa mga ASEAN country when it comes sa teacher training. Last is research and innovation. So developed country always looking for the best way on how they can make their students learn easily, and they always do research on how they can address the needs of their students. Unlike sa Philippines ay sa ASEAN country na kulang talaga sa research and innovation. And now we will proceed into the similarities of these two regions, the ASEAN and developed country. So first is emphasis on active learning. So emphasis on active learning. These two regions has despite of their differences, they have a similarities. If they focus on the needs, they both focus on the needs of these students. So first is emphasis on active learning. So LCT in both ASEAN and developed country promotes active learning by encouraging students participate in activities like discussion, projects, and problem solving. Next is focus on individualized learning. Individualized learning. So LCT recognizes diverse learning needs and styles of the students. So it encourages teachers to tailor their instruction and provide individualized learning opportunity to cater the strengths and weaknesses of their students. Then next is importance of technology integration. So both regions recognize the potential of technology to enhance LCT. So both regions increasingly incorporating digital tools, online platforms, and multimedia resources into the learning process. Then last is teacher development. So both regions emphasizes the importance of professional development for teachers to equip them with the skills and knowledge to Yes, so both regions prioritize teacher training to ensure educators are equipped to implement LCT effectively. And to conclude, learning-centered teaching holds immense potential to foster meaningful learning, and empower students across diverse contexts. While challenges exist, in its implementation, LCP focuses on the individual needs and active engagement and cultural sensitivity. So it offers promising path towards creating more equitable and inclusive educational system.